Hello and welcome one and all to the show that's all about your Keensport Chamber of Commerce in this great community of Keensport. It's the one and only your Keensport Chamberzone. She is my good friend and an exceptional attorney with the law firm of Hunter, Smith & Davis. Laura Steele
is my name. That's 2 shows in a row when you've forgotten to give my name.
Well,
he is
not getting the hint yet, are you?
Obviously not. No matter what you say, the name's coming out. He's my good friend, co-host, and following me in the batting order, Bob Fegans with the Keensport Chamber of Commerce. Speaking of the Keensport Chamber of Commerce, that happens to be our location for today's show.
Now, contrary to what you said, the reason we're taping here today is because I was lazy, not feeling too well, and just wanted to have a short distance to the taping. No, I must admit, it's a lot easier just walking down the steps here to the community room. But the reason we're here today is because your Keensport Chamber is undergoing a big and huge membership campaign. There are several members with your Keensport Chamber here in the community room calling several prospective businesses in Keensport and telling them why they need to join their Keensport Chamber of Commerce. We'll talk with Stacy Beverly, who's the membership director with your Keensport Chamber, and Jeff Hostetler, a great leader with the Keensport Chamber, about what's going on here today and why you need to join your Keensport Chamber.
Certainly a lot of great reasons to become a part of the Keensport Chamber of Commerce, and in fact there are a lot of great reasons just to be a part of the Keensport area right now. Keensport's been so blessed to have so many wonderful things going on. We've been able to sort of buck the trend as far as the economy is concerned, and we have a lot of great news to be celebrating. We will speak with the man himself, the mayor of Keensport, Dennis Phillips, who will bring us all of this great news and I think some warm weather with it.
Absolutely. It's a little toasty out there today.
Just a little bit.
And there's always a lot happening with your Keensport Chamber Small Business Program, COSB, which is the Keensport Office of Small Business Development and Entrepreneurship. Small Business Month is coming up in May, and COSB has a lot of events to highlight that for the small business owner. We'll talk with Vanessa Bennett, who's the marketing coordinator for COSB, about all that's going on with small business in Keensport.
It's such an exciting show, and we have such great things to share with you. But before we get to all of that, we need to let you know what's going on in the Keensport area. So here are your latest Keensport Chamber news and highlights.
Well, it's such a beautiful day here in Keensport that we've decided to come outside and play here at your Keensport Chamber. But inside, we have left several Keensport Chamber members who are very busy calling a number of prospective businesses in town here in Keensport to become members of the Keensport Chamber of Commerce. And they're all wearing uniforms, baseball uniforms, as are our guests here, Jeff Hostetler and Stacy Beverly. Jeff is the Sales and Marketing Director with Teleoptics and the Chair of your Keensport Chamber's Membership Department. And Stacy is the Director of Membership here at the Keensport Chamber. And we're going to ask about the baseball theme here in a minute, because I feel like I'm at a ballpark whenever I go into that room. But Jeff, let's talk about the Keensport Chamber Membership Drive, which all those members are now conducting. Tell us about the drive and kind of the theme behind it.
Well, the theme is Step Up to the Plate. Of course, it's a baseball theme, as you can see. The purpose of it is to get more members to join the Chamber, show them the benefits of the services and programs that the Chamber have, and to have a little bit of fun while we're doing it. You know, being able to pit the ambassadors and the board members together on 4 separate teams, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes, and they're having a lot of fun with it.
They are having a lot of fun. I think some of them threw peanuts at me when I went in there. But
oh, that has nothing
that
to do
happens
with,
all the time anyway. So yeah.
That's just par for the course with you. But Stacy, as Bob mentioned earlier, you do have a lot of chamber members who are currently in the room making all of these telephone calls to prospective members of the Keensport Chamber. What are they telling these prospective members?
They're telling them about some of the opportunities that they have for networking and all of our events that we have, like Fourth Fridays, after hours, the annual dinner, golf scramble. Just telling them about all the different ways that they can help their business, especially now. Now's not the time to be cutting back on marketing in this economy. So, you know, it's just a good way to get involved. And a lot of people think that they have to be invited to be a member, and they don't. Anybody can join, and you can even be a friend of the chamber. You don't have to have a business. So they're pretty much just letting them know that, hey, you know, this is what we offer, this is how your business will benefit, and this is the way you can do it.
It's actually a very affordable way to spend your marketing dollars,
Correct.
right? How much does it cost to join the chamber?
It's based on the number of full-time employees that you have. Our base rate, if you just want to be a friend of the chamber, if you're not associated with a business, we have a lot of retirees that have done that. It's $190, and then the base rate is $325 a year. Those are annual dues, and it just goes up from there based on the number of employees that you have.
And Jeff, Teleoptics, and along with IntelliThought, your sister company, have been longtime Keene Sport Chamber members. But you, as an individual, have also been personally involved, and you've been a great leader to the Keene Sport Chamber for a number of years. What do you get out of that membership, both as an individual and your companies with Teleoptics and IntelliThought?
Well, I've always said that as far as the chamber goes, it's like joining a gym and expecting the pounds to fall off. It's a matter, you've got to become involved. The two things that really stand out for Teleoptics that it's worked well for is visibility and contacts. I mean, what better way to get your businesses together in such a consolidated area to be able to send out emails or be able to send faxes? You have all those contacts together within your membership directory, which is only just one benefit of what it gives to you. So I've enjoyed being a part of the chamber, and I'm going to continue to do that and just become involved. That's the one thing that the chamber encourages, is that the people, the volunteers, to get together and help businesses. So,
and Stacey, you touched upon one of the benefits, which is networking. Mm-hmm. It's probably one of the biggest benefits you get by joining the chamber. And two great events that allow you to do that networking are the Keene Sport Chamber after-hour events and also the Fourth Friday breakfast as well. Tell us about those events and tell us how companies can sponsor them.
Sure. The after-hours events are usually at 5:30 in the evenings on Thursdays, but we do vary that based on the concert series too during the summer. So it's just a great way for people to come together. It's about an hour and a half long. If you choose to sponsor that, you can just contact me about that. And we have a short program, maybe 10-15 minutes, where we have the sponsor address the crowd, and then we have a few door prizes and announcements. But mostly it's just for mingling and networking at that sponsor's location. Mm-hmm. The Fourth Friday event, as you know, is a breakfast at Meadowview on the fourth Friday of every month. And we have monthly sponsors that choose to do that, and everybody comes out for a full breakfast buffet. It's free for members and offers a lot of opportunity for meeting new people, networking, hearing the program sponsors' presentation, and just coming together for fellowship.
Great.
You know, another great Keene Sport Chamber event for networking. Annual dinner, of course.
Of course. I wasn't.
I was leading you there. I was hoping.
I was not going to say
I teed it up for you, but you know,
once again, I
had to say it.
When is that, Bob? When is that?
Yeah. It's always the first Friday in February. Okay. So, gotcha. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll be previewing that before too much longer.
Jeff, we couldn't let you out of here without talking about all these wonderful Keene Sport Chamber members who are just inside their Keene Sport Chamber building. They're making all these calls, trying to bring new members into their Keene Sport Chamber. Tell us about the members and all the teams.
Well, we have 4 teams, the Astros, Braves, Cardinals, and Royals. Actually, 2 ambassadors and 2 board members head up each one of the teams. And the purpose behind it is just for them. We actually went through a draft where the ambassadors and additional board members were interested in becoming part of these teams to be able to make calls. And it's just been a great thing. We've done the pregame for the last month. And, of course, this week, being the 27th through the 1st, is our culmination week, our World Series, where actually they're inside right now making additional calls, eating food, and talking a lot of smack right now. It's a lot of fun. We wanted to put this together, something the Chamber hasn't done in quite some time as far as putting a detailed membership drive like this together. And we've had an absolute blast making it happen.
Well, it's just a marvelous concept, and you guys are executing it so well. Stacey, if people want more information about the Chamber, if they want to become involved, where do they get that?
Sure. They can call me directly at 392-8804 or call the main line at 392-8800. And our website is keensportchamber.org.
Well, great. Well, Jeff Hofstetler with Teleoptics and Stacey Beverly here with Keene Sport Chamber. Thank you so much for being on the show, and what a great thing you all have going right now. We wish you the best in it.
Thank you.
And please stay with us, because we'll have an update on all the great things happening in Keene Sport with the mayor of Keene Sport himself, Dennis Phillips, when we return on your Keene Sport Chamber Zone.
Enjoy the best in local entertainment every day on Charter Main Street. Find out how to feel better, how to look younger, find the best places to dine, or just enjoy the finest in high school and college sports. Just for you, every day on CMS.
And welcome welcome back to your Keene Sport Chamberzone, on location from our home base here at the Keene Sport Chamber in downtown Keenesport. Clear blue skies, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping. That can only mean one thing.
We have Mayor Dennis Phillips on the show. That's what that means. That's exactly what that means. It's actually quite indicative of the great success that Keenesport has experienced under the leadership of Mayor Dennis Phillips and the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. And Mayor Phillips, thank you so much for taking just a few minutes of your day to come out here and enjoy this nice weather with us, even if it is a little hot.
It's a little warm.
It's a little
But we'll take it after what we've had.
Record
right?
hot.
Mayor Phillips, there's just been so much success that Keenesport has experienced over the past several years, and we want to talk about a lot of those different things while we have you on today. But let's start out with one of the first things that's generating a whole lot of excitement in downtown Keenesport, and that's the Keenesport Academic Village. It's just a great project that we have down here. We're so fortunate to have it. Give us an update on what's happening there.
Well, the Academic Village will be opening in August of this year, the Higher Ed Center. And we hope that'll bring about 1,100 students additionally to downtown. In addition, the manufacturing facility located on the Domtar property will be opening later in the fall. And then if we can make it through that, the following year, we hope to open the automotive school and the free service tire building. And our goal is to have 2,100 students downtown on a daily basis, and that's people eating, shopping, going to school,
Sure.
and enjoying the facilities of downtown.
That's great.
Another question you get a lot, Mayor, is what's coming next to Keenesport? There's been incredible growth and development, a lot of new stores and restaurants opening, and that's adding to the economy here in Keenesport. But what's next on the horizon?
Well, a lot of things that we're talking about internally can't be talked about in public, and out of respect for the business or the industry, the restaurant. But
You do recognize that if you break it on this channel, I mean, like 2 people are going to see it.
That's right.
So it's not really like you're...
well, it only takes 2 people.
And our moms won't tell anyone, so it's secret safe.
Well, this is no secret. We're about 98% sure Olive Garden is coming to Keenesport, and that's a much anticipated restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And the downtown, we're looking at more lofts. John and Angela Vachon are doing the Sturkey's building, and that'll be additional lofts. And we have the buildings beside the Stir Fry that there's a prospect of other restaurants, and all the restaurants downtown appear to be doing very well. And I'm just pleased that the community has made the detour to coming downtown to try those restaurants. If you go to Stone Drive, if you go to Eastman Road, and if you come to downtown, the restaurants appear to be doing well.
Well, and another area where Keenesport appears to be doing well is in our retail development, and our retail sales have been moderately successful, especially when you compare it to what's going on across the nation. And our sales tax collections have been pretty good as well, pretty strong. Talk to us about that.
Well, we are bucking the trend on the sales tax, and you have to remember that our sales tax are up about 4.5% for the year, and that includes the fact that we lost the Sam's store. Mm-hmm. And we just opened Best Buy last week, and the reason a store like Best Buy is so important to Keenesport, that one store alone will probably represent 50% of the sales tax for the entire Keenesport Pavilion, because they're a big ticket item, and most things there, they have a lot of CDs, I realize, that are $10, $15, $20, but with computers, the TVs, the big ticket items that are big sales tax generators will have a significant impact on Keenesport's sales tax growth this year.
And Mayor, you mentioned downtown a moment ago. Downtown Keenesport's kind of seen a renaissance over the last several years, with millions of dollars being invested there. Of course, the Mountain Region Family Medicine and what's happening at the Kebelcorp property is going to continue that trend. Do you see even more stores and businesses and restaurants coming to downtown Keenesport?
I think the big development is going to be around the Kebelcorp property. And once we get the anchor store or anchor business in the Kebelcorp property, the farmers market has relocated to the Kebelcorp property. They had the largest grand opening in history. Now, that created a parking problem. Parking problems are actually wonderful problems to have. When you don't have a parking problem, it's a problem. And let me say that the Board of Mayor and Aldermen has voted, and we are going to build a 3-story parking garage in downtown Kingsport. We try to react to the situations, and we know that if you put higher ed center downtown and a village with students everywhere, and you have more retail, more restaurants, that's going to put a lot of pressure on your parking, and we are addressing that with a parking garage, and it'll have in excess of 300 spaces located on Shelby Street.
You know, one of the areas where perhaps our citizens don't realize how active the Board of Mayor and Aldermen can be is with the Downtown Kingsport Concert Series. And that's another much anticipated event that's coming up, getting ready to kick off. Talk to us about what that series actually means to downtown.
I think that the Thursday and Friday night concert series has had as much to do with the revitalization of downtown as any single thing. Now, it takes a combination of things, but I think any time that you can have 2 nights that thousands of people can come out free, especially in these economic conditions we're in now, people can come out free, bring their entire families, and enjoy 3 or 4 hours every Thursday and Friday night. And that brings them downtown. The merchants at first were somewhat reluctant. Mm-hmm. Now the merchants are as excited as anyone. They're bringing their goods out on the street to sell and taking advantage of the situation of having people around. And it's just been outstanding.
That's great.
And we certainly appreciate the leadership of you and the BMA for making that downtown concert series happen.
Well, this is a priority of the Vice Mayor, and this is a priority of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, and the concert series will continue.
That's great.
It's been received very well. It's very popular and continues to grow. And another area in Kingsport, Mayor, that's experiencing booming growth and development is the Meadowview area. And on the last Kingsport Chamberzone, we highlighted the expansion, the addition of the executive conference wing at Meadowview and the proposed Kingsport Aquatic Center. What's the latest with both of those efforts?
Well, let me add first that the 110 room addition is about 50% completed. The renovations that the city is doing are at the architects, and we should start that in the next 60 days. The Aquatic Center is also at the architects, and all these things we are going full speed ahead. And we slowed down a little to look at how bad is the economy going to happen. And we've taken the attitude that you just can't stop all progress. Momentum is something that is very, very difficult to obtain. And once you stop the momentum, then it's very hard to get back. And I can remember when retail sales in Kingsport were far ahead of any other city in this area. Mm-hmm. And now we're having to try to build that back, and it's certainly a slow process. And we need to be intelligent in our thinking. We need to know there's a recession out there like probably none of us have ever seen before, but we also don't need to just say we can't do anything and go home.
Sure.
And now is also a good time to build, right? And both of those projects have a huge return on investment as well.
Automobiles, building materials, many retail goods are lower in price than they've been in 10 years. And it's an outstanding time to shop local. Mm-hmm. It's an out time, the money that people go out and spend in this community, it goes into our schools, it goes into our quality of life issues, and I would encourage you to shop local. Remember, every dollar you spend on the internet, 0 comes back to Kingsport.
Right. It's a great point, especially when you consider all the struggles that we've seen on a national and a global scale with the economies. And as you already noted earlier, Kingsport seems to be bucking the trend, at least for now. Where do you see the community headed?
Well, I think the community will continue to prosper, and that doesn't mean that we won't have setbacks. We certainly will. But, we can cut taxes, we can do things that have been recommended, and I don't agree with that. We have to continue planning for the future, investing. If we properly invest the tax dollars today, taxes will not have to be raised in the future. Mm-hmm. And that it's just like at home, if you properly plan and budget. And I think that's what this board is doing. And if we make the right investments, the right decisions, quality of life issues are very important. That's how you attract outside industry into your city. I mean, people want to know about your schools and your quality of life, and we want to have outstanding in both areas.
Right.
And of course, your Kingsport Chamber of Commerce is very supportive of that philosophy as well.
The Kingsport Chamber of Commerce, the Visitors Bureau, I mean, many of the things we're doing are because of what the Chamber and the Visitors Bureau are doing. I'm not sure people realize how many people are brought into town by those organizations, and they stay in the motels, they eat in the restaurants, they shop in the stores, and that's, I mean, the Chamber of Commerce and the Visitors Bureau have never been better.
That's right, absolutely. Yeah.
Mayor Dennis Phillips, Kingsport Mayor Dennis Phillips, thank you so much for being on our show. We always love it when he's on the show because there's always so many great things to talk about with all that's happening in Kingsport.
That's right.
Mayor, thank you, and thank you for your leadership.
Thank you for having me.
Great progress in Kingsport.
Thanks for what y'all do.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Let me throw us a commercial. Stay tuned because your Kingsport Chamberzone will be right back after this.
And welcome back to your Kingsport Chamberzone on location from our front yard here at the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce.
I'm enjoying the breeze just for a second. It's a little warm out here. No, okay, enough. We're now pleased to be joined by Vanessa Bennett, who is the marketing coordinator for COSB, which is the Kingsport Office of Small Business and Entrepreneurship. COSB has so many great events going on, and of course, it is there to help support what is really the backbone of the Kingsport Chamber, and that is the small business and all of those employees that we are so fortunate to have in the Kingsport area. So, Vanessa, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Before we talk about this great slate of events that COSB has coming up, let's do a quick refresher on exactly what COSB is.
COSB is an economic development partnership between the Chamber of Commerce and the City of Kingsport. We help in business startups and the growth and development of existing small businesses here in Kingsport.
You sound like you've done that before.
I think she's recited that a time or two on the phone. Vanessa, May is Small Business Month, and of course COSB is doing a lot to celebrate that month and the small business here in Kingsport. And one of the things you're doing again this spring is the COSB Small Business Night School. It's very popular in the fall. You're doing it again this spring. What is the Small Business Night School, and who can participate?
Anybody can participate. It is being held on May 19th and 20th here at the Chamber. It's a free event to any of our clients or anybody else that would like to come. Some of our classes are QuickBooks. Cover Tennessee is going to be here to talk about small business insurance needs, marketing, networking. We've got a lot of classes planned. Very excited. So May 19th and 20th from 5:30 to 9 here at the Chamber.
And another event that COSB is going to take part in this year is the Tri-City Women's Business Summit, and it's going to be another exciting event. Tell us about that.
It is a regional event invited to all women, but Bob, you can still come. We'll still
don't give her the opportunity for a line there because I see it coming.
It is open to everyone, but it is a regional women's event. It's June 11th at Northeast State Community College in Blountville. Early registration is $59, which includes a gourmet box lunch from Divine right here on Broad Street, so we're looking forward to that. After June 9th, the event is $79. Some of the topics include personal brand management and the economics of women's health. We've got a great slate of speakers planned, so we're very excited about that. The summit is generously underwritten by Tennessee Economic Council on Women, the Northeast State Technical Community College, the Tennessee Economic and Community Development, so we're very pleased to be partnering with them for this event. Some of our sponsors are Apex, which is Eastman and the Business Journal, Crown, the University of Tennessee at the Kingsport Center for Higher Education, which is also in downtown, and the Voice Magazine for Women. So we're very appreciative of all of our sponsors. We're looking forward to a great regional event.
Sounds like a great event.
Absolutely. In addition to all the great events that COSB continues to host and hold throughout the year, you're always there to help the entrepreneur who is starting his or her own small business, or the current small business owner who's looking for advice or counseling or to enhance the business plan. Talk a little bit about that.
Our main focus is helping the small businesses. We do all of these events where we invite everybody, but our day-to-day routine is helping people with business plan, obtaining capital money, technical assistance, sales and marketing. So we're there for whatever they need, and every small business is different from what they need. So we just kind of cater to what they need to get their small business up and going.
And any small business can come in and seek advice and help.
Yes, they can.
Well, if somebody wants to take advantage of these great services that you offer, where can they get more information about Cosby?
All of our resources, templates, anything like that, our events are on our website, which is www.cosby, which is KOSBE.org.
Vanessa Bennett with the Keensport Chamber's Cosby Small Business Program. Thank you for joining us today, and congrats on all this great work and events you have going on for small business in Keensport.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks.
Stay tuned. Your Keensport Chamberzone will be right back after this.
Enjoy the best in local entertainment every day on Charter Main Street. Find out how to feel better, how to look younger, find the best places to dine, or just enjoy the finest in high school and college sports. Just for you, every day on CMS.
And we want to thank you for joining us on this edition of your Keensport Chamberzone. What a fun time we've had here
With
at the
beautiful
Keensport
weather.
Chamber of Commerce, you know. Normally, and they
See,
let me
go
inside
figure.
today.
Go figure, a fun time at the Keensport Chamber.
I better have a fun time because I spent a lot of time here. We want to thank, I guess, us, the Keensport Chamber, for hosting us today. And as always, we want to thank the great team at Charter Media for producing our show.
We also want to thank our show sponsors, Eastman Chemical Company and Eastman Credit Union.
And the Meadowview Marriott Conference Resort and Convention Center and your law firm of Hunter Smith and Davis. Now, we've talked a lot about a number of events that are always happening in Keensport. I want to bring in one final special guest here with us, because there's a very special event that's getting ready to happen with Small Miracles. This is Gwen Keeling. Gwen, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Gwen's the executive director of Small Miracles, and you have a very special event coming up that you'd like to tell us about.
We do. We're so excited. We've been blessed by this community once again and the supporters. We are the proud recipient winners of the Extreme Makeover local.
How wonderful.
right.
That is wonderful
Congratulations.
news.
Thank you. So we're very excited. This is sponsored by ABC and locally WKPT. On May 16th, we're all going to, the community is going to come together and construct a shelter over our outdoor arena for the kids at Small Miracles, because they have a lot of issues with the sun coming down, and this will enable us to serve more students and further out throughout the year.
Well, that's wonderful.
It is. It's a great event, and congratulations to Small Miracles
Thank
on
you.
this. Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Gwen, thank you so much. And for all of us with your Keensport Chamber and Keensport Chamberzone, we are Bob and Laura reminding you to please be loyal
And buy local. Have a great week.
Thank you.
To be here today.
Thank you, Bob and Laura. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate your hospitality.
Sport Chamber of Commerce and this great community of Keensport, your Keensport Chamberzone. She is my good friend, and Laura, let's start over.
To Eastman to 11W.
Woo, it woke us up.